This is the Coffee Corner podcast, okay? Basically, we're going to talk about random shit for 30 minutes. It's going to be good. So I want to start with this one. Let's move this over here. There's no place. Okay, I want to start with this one. Actually, you know why I did that? I did that so that I knew where to... I did that so that I knew where to where to cut the font. Actually, you need like an intro and outro, and for the only reason is that you know where to cut the VOD and you know where the podcast starts and where it ends. You know? Okay. So this leaked, not leaked, but somebody figured this out, that they were like testing subscriber only watching on Twitch, and there's like debate about whether or not it's, you know, for everybody, or is it just for Overwatch League, or, you know, are they just memeing around? Like, nobody really knows. And so I think this isn't related, actually. This is in the queue already, but around the same time, the Artifact stream stuff also happened. Like, I'm bringing this up because it's on my screen, because it was the last thing I clicked in here, but it's not actually what I want to talk about. Very professional of me. I don't know why I didn't delete this. I thought they were the same thing, but they're not the same thing. Okay. So the real news is this one. So you guys know what the Artifact category business. And the Artifact category business was that a bunch of people decided to stream like TOS, like breaking stuff in Artifact. So copyrighted materials, other people's streams, old VODs. And it was a meme for a while, until somebody went and fucking started streaming the Parkland shooting and stuff. And, yeah. So, an unexpected fallout occurred, which was basically that Twitch is like this one right here. We are working with urgency to remove the offending content and suspend all accounts engaged in this behavior. In addition, we have temporarily suspended the ability for new creators to stream. Right here. This line. I didn't see that coming. So if you're somebody who's like, man, I really want to start a Twitch channel. Well, not yet, you're not. Yes. You've been suspended. I understand why they did it. They actually don't have a choice. Yeah. It's really ridiculous to say that. You know what I mean? But what are they going to do? I couldn't think of anything else. They need to have some sort of like, you know, you need to actually have a form to fill out that kind of verifies it's you if you want to stream more. Kind of like how you have to do your social insurance number or whatever to get paid if you're doing a partnered account. And that will cut down on this attack ever happening again. I think it's a very future, like, proofing concept. You can't defend it otherwise. Like, they could just start infinite accounts and flood the you know, whatever directory they choose. There might be another solution, but this is the one that seems most reasonable. Like, I don't think you can use a metric like followers, because why would you have any followers if you were just starting your stream up? Maybe viewed hours, like maybe you need to like watch a certain number of hours to stream, but like even that you could bot that. I don't know, but I don't know. I really think that this is an interesting consequence. I don't think anybody thought was gonna happen. You know, I didn't see this fallout coming when I saw the Artifact director. I thought it was hilarious, especially when they did the Clint Stevens bot. Like, there were just tons of Clint Stevens ads, just flooded the directory. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, this happened yesterday, right? And so the Artifact thing started 2-3 days ago. People just started streaming to the directory. Yeah, I agree, Chicken Man. It was humorous. Fear Dragon says, were the TOS streams even bots? Yeah, of course. I think they were. Because at one point, there were just like hundreds of them. Like, it's possible that they were real users. But I highly doubt that, because there's, like, especially if you're going to restream something like the shootings, like, you don't want your IP associated with that at all. You don't want anything about you associated with that. So I'm going to guess that there were, like, VPN'd in and new created accounts in that regard. Right? That's my guess. Yeah, no, that was bad. Like, I have to admit that, well, obviously, I mean, I don't have to admit anything. It's despicable. The fact that they were streaming the shootings is insane. So I understand this I wouldn't even say it's an overreaction. This is like very heavy-handed, not an overreaction. Sometimes heavy-handed things are not overreactions, and I think in this case this is one of them. It seems very reasonable. Well, TBDVD, you're just going to have to watch the podcast over if you want to hear the story, okay? Okay, I thought this was neat. Rev posted this. I think this is like yesterday, right? Yeah. So, some modders are remaking SM64 Odyssey, or remaking Mario Odyssey in Super Mario 64. So I looked at some of this. This is hilarious. Look at this. Isn't this crazy? They redid the whole thing. It's easier to tell with the ghost one. I don't know if they didn't make the dinosaur, did they? Yeah. I wouldn't even have thought of this. Look at this, though. So, like, I think it's the most obvious in the Cap Kingdom preview. Right? Looking at this. They even have it talking to dudes. And you can even throw the cap. Look at that. I love how the eyes are a sheet with eyes on it. Like, that's their model. That's jokes. This is crazy, dude. So it's basically SM64 but with cat mechanics. Like, they actually figured out a way to do the cat mechanics properly. This is neat, I gotta say. Alright, thanks to Rev for that. It's good looking. Okay. Just get Bavex out of here. Delete these. Okay. So I took a look at this briefly. Right? Let me just mute this tab because I know Engadget's gonna spam me with ads. So Alienware is like this like weird company, right? Like I've never known whether or not what they're building is like performance based, aesthetic based, build quality based, right? Is it slim and powerful, right? Or is it bulky and powerful? Are they good at slim and powerful? Right. They're known for their big boy laptops, but lately they've been dabbling. You know, they've been trying to see what's up. Is this really how this works? Like, am I just... Thanks for the click. Oh, this website's fantastic. Open link in new tab. Right. Do I have to watch the ad? What are the odds on the fact that I have to watch the ad? Engadget, your website sucks. Okay. So, the one thing about these laptops that I would actually like be alright with, you know, if somebody said, hey, I'm going to buy an Alienware laptop. the first thing you see in this video is actually very important, right? Looks like it's got a heavy upgrade path here, right? Batteries, like you take the battery out, the RAM is accessible, and the SSD is accessible. And what's that? I know that at one point you could like swap the GPU, or they have like a GPU swappable machine. It's at one point. But yeah, they're getting into this thin and light. But is this really thin and light? Like, is this really thin and light right now? If we take a look at this. Like, look at this. Can you... I can't even say I can find this attractive. Do you find this attractive? I don't really find this attractive. But, I don't know. It's part of the aesthetic. Oh, wait. Or is this the... Wait, what? How many? What are they on? Like, which one is it that we're looking at here? Okay, so the flat one is the one that they released. I can't even look at this stupid thing. Right. So they released this one. Yeah, okay, I like this design. This looks more like a little bit more professional, a little bit more serious. I don't like it when they do the rounded edges or whatever. Maybe I can get a better website because this is crap. So they have an M17 and M15.
They came from Brazil.
May 8th. No. Do you think they have it on their website? No, these are the old ones. Is overpriced hot garbage? I don't think they're that overpriced anymore. But yeah, I used to agree with you, Trex. I think everyone did for a while. Really, like, when Alienware was first out, what you were really paying for was a portable desktop. Like, and you're paying the premium for the portable desktop. You know? So, like, yeah, it was expensive, but you can't get that with the desktop. Do you think they have it? Ah, nice. Oh, look, a functional website. Okay, so this must be the M17. So you got the big guy, the big boy here. So yeah, look at this. Like, this is how you know, like, they really thought about the design of this laptop. I think you can see it, right? The air probably pulls in from here on the big vents on the back, and you can see on the front the two vents where the air gets blown out, right? Like, the thermals in here are probably pretty good, even with, like, desktop memes, right? And this is, like, another sign that this is really a desktop for portability. There's an Ethernet port on the back of this machine. If I just saw this, I know what I'm getting. Nobody does this anymore, right? Everyone's like, USB-C is good enough. Look at that bad boy. Yeah, like, starting at $25.49. Okay, so what's in it? We gotta look in it. So it starts at 2.5K. And it has a 2060 and an 8700. Right? And 6 gigs of DDR6. How much is DDR6 RAM? Bye. Brazil. 1 gig of DDR6 RAM. We can't buy it, right? It's not VRAM, is it? Video memory. Oh, I'm crazy. Okay. What does it start at with regular memory? Oh, 8 gigs of DDR4. Don't mind me, okay? It's early in the morning. I just woke up. That's my excuse for every one of these podcasts. Okay, so I did PC part picker build really quick. Like, we'll speed. I want an 8700. I'm surprised they chose an 8700. That makes me feel like I'm getting ripped off. I'd say like $100 cooler, because that makes sense, considering how they like built it and stuff. I'd say a reasonable motherboard. We need 8 gigs of what speed do you think? Is this memory? It doesn't tell us. Is this $1,200 rig but laptop? I don't know. I don't think so. Let's say it's 2 times 4. Even like, let's say it was 3200, it's still not that bad. And then the GPU is 2060, so this will give us like a rough take, you know. Yeah, like 1200. Nah, I'd say because the case is, let's say the laptop chassis is the case. The case is going to be like 300 because of the R&D they went into it, right? And then the power supply is going to be 1, so you're looking at 1450. Yeah, so you're paying $1,000 premium to be able to carry this wherever you want. Oh, monitor 2. Yeah, what panel does it have on it? Oh, that's a big one, actually. If it's like an IPS panel, you're looking at another $400. So yeah, you're looking at only a $500 premium for the ability to carry it around and name, which is really not that bad, considering the premium you pay with some other IPS 60 hertz. Yeah, you're looking for, like, if you were to buy that monitor alone, you're looking at like 200 to 400, right? Because I know that the IPS panel I have over here is 200 minimum. So yeah, like, so yeah, Trax is right that it's overpriced, but is it really that overpriced? I don't think so. It feels like when you try and like PC part picker this, like you come pretty close, right? I feel not bad considering, yeah. Not bad considering. And I didn't even do the storage. It starts with a terabyte, so it's just like $50, $60, and 8 gigabytes of and the hybrid drive. Oh, okay, so screw that. It doesn't really do much. Maybe like $100 tops, probably less. Is there a price for 2080 variant? Yeah, I mean, it'll just go up probably linearly from there. I don't think they'll change like the heating or the cooling situation at all. So is this the M15? Or the M51? What is this? Is this 15 inch or? No, this is 17 inch. What is this? Weird. Wait, do they have 2 variants on their 17 inch laptops? Isn't that strange? Yeah, so this is the thin and light version of this, looks like. Okay, cool. I don't think this is that bad. Okay. Well, we'll move on. Yeah, so I think Alienware's kind of made some strides, to be honest. It looks like it. Well, I mean, overpriced only applies if you just reject the notion that you should have to pay for the portability and form factor. Like, if you think to yourself, oh, this machine is its sum of its parts, then of course it's overpriced. But you have to respect the fact that that build in a MacBook would never hit the performance that it does because the thermals are so good, because they spent all their time figuring that out, right? They designed so that you could play like you would at home anywhere. That's what they do. That's the thing. So, I mean, they'll outperform Razer laptops for sure because Razer laptops are thin and lights. They're gonna have the same. They're gonna have the same problem. Okay, here we go. So the Ice Lake processors, we can kind of like gloss over this. This is pretty much them just doubling down on lower TDP, right? So this just backs what we were saying yesterday, 2 days ago. Like, Intel's in some fucking trouble, son. They are in for a bad time. Their 10 nanometer like platform arrives, and all they're doing is lowering the TDP, right? Like, from what I saw, and I could be wrong, I didn't see any increases in speeds. Like, I see a lower lower TDP for like laptops, but the max turbo frequency is like 4.1, which means this is a laptop like processor. And this worries me because now it's actually like coming out as fact that Intel will go into July underperforming against the 3900X, which marks the first time, as I think as Linus said, since 2003, since they had a competitor that was like better than them in speed, right? Because even though AMD isn't gonna be faster, they're gonna be 4.6 gigahertz or whatever. They have a higher IPC now. They worked on their instructions per clock cycle, so now they're killing it. This is crazy. And I was worried about this because all of their material leading up to Computex was just like laptop pictures and stuff. And I was like, holy shit. They're not gonna have any new crap to announce. They're not ready. So yeah, that's it. In July, as of July 7th, when someone asks you what CPU they should use to build their machine, AMD Ryzen is the obvious choice. It's half as much, and it will suck less power than its equivalent part, and it outperforms it as well. That's it. As long as they don't release something else at Computex in July, they're going to be in a bad spot. That's what it looks like. Now, laptops, though, that's some low TDP. Like, 28 watts is low. So maybe if you want a very efficient laptop, Intel is still the way to go, but man, dude. This looks rough. I gotta be honest. But we've covered quite a bit of that, so unless some new development comes out. Okay, so Corsair memes. I'm not too big into the whole water cooling thing, but I thought this was super dope. Linus has a good video on it. We might load that up. Yeah, so they usually they make all-in-ones, right? But they actually have created, they partnered with a bunch of different companies, and now they're doing, like, custom block stuff. You can build your own with all their lighting profiles and stuff. Like GPU blocks and everything. Yeah, I saw it, and it looks really good. But I have to admit, like, this is not my forte. But it looks pretty awesome. They have different colors, too, that you can get for the fluids. And then they have, I think this is probably the reason why you would go with them. Because the Corsair's been doing peripherals for a while now. So they've got the lighting profile stuff down. And they have this, like, what is this even called? Yeah, the Commander Pro, which is basically just like a logic board for lighting, right? It's pretty neat. I think they have both, from what I saw of on Linus's video. They have both flexible and non. No, this is hardline tubing, but I think they sell the flexible stuff. Yeah, softline as well. Both. Yeah, so this looks good. This is really cool. I'll never use it because honestly, the best success I've had so far is with the. I've owned like 4 or 5 AIOs, and then I have the Noctua massive big boy. Oh, I won't ban you for having T. T is fine. You're safe. So this is something that I think it's here we can look at. Before we get into that, let's quickly look at Linus's meme here. We'll just go through at like ×2. We need confrontation here. He's sleeping, dude. He's a sleepy boy. Let him nap. Let him nap, Montian. Okay, let's increase the speed, chat. 1.5 times. Look at how good that looks. That looks great. Especially for like a first iteration. Right? Look how amazing that looks on the inside. And I'm not much of an RGB guy. As I admitted yesterday. I usually turn RGB off. But like that's pretty good looking. Yeah, the fact that there's software, like you'll be able to customize the entire inside of your PC and your mice and stuff if you have Corsair products. This looks good. Yeah, Computex will make you want to do that, Montian. Make you want to build another computer. Looking at all the cool shit at Computex is just, it's wallet bait, dude. That's what it is. Look at this. Ah, it's sexy. I think he said something like they're launching 90 different products with this lineup. I think. Another crazy one he pointed out that I thought was really interesting. Linus knows a lot of shit. I think that you wouldn't think about. Like, you know, Ryzen is serious business because Asus is planning like 30 products for their motherboards or something like that. Like, he's like, and if they weren't taking it seriously, they'd only plan like 5 or 4. But they think it's gonna be huge, so they have like 30 different SKUs or something like that. Yeah, look, they have all the different reservoir systems on the wall and stuff. Very nice looking. So getting into the one I think might interest most of the people in chat, especially the StarCraft 2 players, is SteelSeries has launched this new switch for their keyboard. And what's it called? It's like the Hall Effect, like the Hall Effect boards. So this key has an adjustable actuation. Basically what that means is that you can change in the settings at what point in the key press the key clicks, right? So you can do it at 0.4 millimeters all the way down to like 4 millimeters or something like that, they said. But this basically means that this is like a MX silver or MX red in click. There's no click. It's linear. So somebody pointed up somebody pointed out that this is like, you know, a click would be defeating, right? Like it would defeat the purpose. And I agree. If you are a Cherry Browns user or a Cherry Blues user or, you know, a clear or black, this is not going to be for you because there's no tactile bump. There's no click. But like you get another trade-off, which is that I think it's good for 100 million clicks. Like and they don't break because it doesn't impact on the bottom at all, right? So apparently these switches exist in other keyboards, as other people have listed, put it down in the rest below. But this is the first mainstream board, and they also have yeah. What case was that? Earlier, I have no idea. It's probably a Corsair case. They've announced a bunch of cases. But yeah, you can change it. 100 million clicks, dude. It's crazy. The board looks nice, too. Oh, but does the Wooting one allow you to change it though? So Steel Series might have a patent for being able to change the, or like a sort of a claim to changing the actuation. Oh, it does let you? Okay, so then they don't. So this is interesting. If you're in the market for a new keyboard, but this is like $200 or something. Oh, you can also buy it. Can you buy it with like reds, blues, or browns as well? If you're just interested in the board. Yeah, you can get the Apex 7. Okay, cool. I do not know, Montian. Probably one of these. I wouldn't know which case that they used for that video. All right. So yeah, Steel Series with the big boy plays. Just cleaning house here. Shit, I'm over time. Do we stop? Oh, we already talked about this yesterday. All right, we'll do okay. The last thing we'll do is this one. Yeah, they were saying that who was it? Sorry, Traxxas asks or says that 0.4 millimeter seems like pretty extreme. Just a small bump causes a misclick. Yeah, they were saying that it in fact does. You're correct. It is extremely sensitive and it's unrealistic, but it just shows you how much versatility there is in what they've done. You don't have to use it that way, but you could if you wanted to. Right? It is some people actually play with their fingers off the board, so it could help a lot. Okay. So the last thing we're going to look at, more Streamdeck memes. We talked about this yesterday on when we were playing, but I won't talk about the Streamdeck XL because everyone's going to be like, "Oh, it's a streamer, you don't need it." Okay, none of that. All right. How much longer? Yeah, I'm streaming till 12:30, Neuro. I'm just finishing up my podcast meme. And then we're doing it. Then we're doing the ladder meme. Okay. So, last thing that we're going to talk about. I'll side by side these because I think it's important. So Apple announces they have a new iPod Touch. It costs $199. And at the same time, Elgato announces that the Streamdeck mobile app is available as well. Okay. Now, I think this is pretty interesting because we were talking about a little bit about value. Thank you, Neuro, for the raid. I appreciate it. So we're talking about value here. So if you, as we like noticed, if you go to Elgato's website, right? Take a peek here. And we go to shop now. All right. We're shopping. I want to shop, please. I don't want the cookies. Okay. I love how the price isn't there anymore. $3.19 Canadian. So it was like $2.49 American, okay? For this big boy, right? And if we want to buy the little one, what does it cost? In Canadian dollars. In Canadian shekels. Let's make sure. Click. Click. Amazon. Okay. So like 200 Canadian, like 150 American standard pricing. So it's pretty economical if you were looking. Yeah, I block out the no, my bad. It's pretty economical if you were looking for a Streamdeck, right? To get an iPod Touch and the Streamdeck mobile app, because you're gonna pay almost the same as a regular Streamdeck and less than the Streamdeck XL, but you actually get like an iPod Touch out of this as well. So if you're looking for a device to carry around portability wise, now you've got a little bit of best of both worlds, but you lose the tactile feedback. I thought this is an interesting thing to look at, because you could really kind of MacGyver a setup that gives you more if you're trying to be budget a little bit, right? If I had $300, I'd probably do this, and that was all I had, and I needed to, if I wanted to. What's the app cost? I think it's a subscription app of like $2 a month or $2.50 a month or something, $2.99 a month, something in there. We worked it out. It would take you like 8 years to buy a regular Stream Deck with what you pay for the app. So the app is dirt cheap, right? It's not expensive. So I think it's a pretty good alternative, because you get a music player here, something you could browse like the internet on, like around your house and shit. I mean, everyone knows what an iPod Touch is. I don't need to sell you on that. It is a phone without a SIM card. So, yeah, I think that it's a good mix. Oh, do they sell like? Yeah, you can get like a little stand for it. That's pretty dope. Yeah, I think the software is really good. I think this is a good play if you're only getting one device. Okay? All right. I think that marks the end of our coffee corner today.